Shalom. I want to start by saying all praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Hakwadash, double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, and salutation to the Akim pushing this word in all sincerity and honesty, and to the hopeful elect constantly enduring Shalom. Keep fighting. We almost out of here. My name is Korah Allah, and Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. Now, this is Patrick Humphrey. Subscribe to his channel. I know a lot of brothers are already subscribed to his channel. Okay, he's like a doomsday prepper, but he's always up to date with what's going on in the news. Now, the big thing now is of course, Trump won the election, so you have anti-Trump supporters, or it says here anti-Trump protesters march down Cleveland. All right, Cleveland and other states are protesting against Donald Trump. Okay, so which is gonna lead to rioting, and ultimately it's gonna lead to people getting arrested. And if people decide not to go home, it's gonna lead to a lockdown. All right, but things are definitely escalating. I'm just gonna read the article, a little bit of the article, and go on some lessons, maybe speak a couple of thoughts on it. This is 19 News from Cleveland. It says people take to the streets of Cleveland in protest of President-elect Trump.
Earlier tonight, this peaceful anti-Trump rally held downtown. You can see people marching and chanting. It all started at the Free Stand and headed south on East 9th Street through the downtown area. No marchers were arrested. Of course, we'll continue to bring you the latest local and national election results on air and online. And you can find the latest updates live on our website, Cleveland 9.
So it says a peaceful Donald Trump rally was held in downtown Cleveland Wednesday night. The protest started off at the Free Stand at East 9th and Lakeside, headed south on East 9th and marched through the streets of downtown for about an hour. There were no known arrests. Okay, so it was a peaceful protest. Okay, but people are fed up. People are going to get aggressive. Now, before I carry on, what I'm gonna do? I'm going to the scriptures, right? Because this thing is all about prophecies. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 16. Now, before I go to 16, I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, "Behold, speak down in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." Going into the prophets, "and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true," which is what we have is the Bible. Okay, so these are prophecies, must be fulfilled. They must come to pass, and we are living in the times of these prophecies being fulfilled. Okay, the Lord set up Trump. It could have been Kamala, it could have been Biden, whoever the Lord set up to ultimately lead this country into division, right? The time Jacob's trouble, and ultimately World War III. So Trump was set up by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai to have these things happen. So this is 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." Okay, now it's not at this point yet, but this is the point that it's coming to. It's inevitable. All right, with all the outside threats that America is facing, now there's also civil unrest, right? That America has to deal with. A lot of these things, it's all designed, it's all going according to plan, because even the election, you don't really have a choice. You got Jake out here voting, got the so-called Negro woman voting, and they crying. Even men are crying, you know. But everything is set up by design, ultimately to bring this place into a new world's order, you know. And ultimately, the Lord's going to have this place fail miserably, and ultimately be destroyed. So it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." That's you people. For the word and for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stay. Right, the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. Ultimately, the destruction is going to be by way of those nuclear missiles. All right. Now you read the scriptures. I believe it's Psalms 17. It speaks about the so-called the wicked being the sword of the Lord. All right. So even the wicked is going to be a sword also, which that sword is going to come by way of the tongue. Right, because Donald Trump said what? He's gonna make America great again. He's gonna make America healthy again. But the scripture says his words were smoother than butter. Right, but there were swords. You know, meaning what? He's gonna talk what he got. He's gonna talk his shit and make you people feel comfortable. Right, but ultimately he's gonna bring that sword, bringing that wrath, that time of Jacob's trouble. It says, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So that peaceful protest is gonna turn violent, especially when the dollar collapses. You know, especially when they bring in martial law, inflation, right, soars, and you know, different uprisings. Okay, it's gonna be like The Purge. If you watch the movie The Purge, they'll show you, you know, Esau came out and said it. He said, "Listen, I don't got a problem with you people, with you talking about Issachar or so-called Mexicans." He said, "I don't got a problem with you people," but he said everybody should just stick to their own kind. All right. So they already if they're putting in the movies, they already know what time it is. You know, now is a good time to watch those Purge movies and get into that spirit, because that's the time we're in right now, you know. And you know what proves that is that recently I tried to watch the Purge movies on Prime, and usually it's free, so I tried to put it on to check it out, and now all of a sudden you gotta rent it or buy it. All right, because they see you still know what time it is. You know, it says for verse 16, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Okay, now let's go to this verse right here, 2 Ezra 15 and 16. "For there shall be sedition." Let's look at this word sedition. Sedition is over conduct such as speech or organization that tends toward rebellion against established order. Sedition often includes subversion of a constitution and incitement of discontent toward or insurrection against established authority. Sedition may include any commotion, though not aimed at direct and open violence against the laws. You know, and you know, so that's another thing that they're gonna bring out also is freedom of speech. They're gonna take your freedom of speech away. So if you speaking anything against the government, negative or whatever, or violent, or any sedition, then that could you could end up being locked up. So even us brothers, we got to be careful with what we say when we out there on the highways and byways. You know, we got to be more strict with our words, because Esau, that damn devil, he's gonna use our words against us. You know. It says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." That's martial law. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Right? Yeah, the pride, man, because you don't want to follow the laws, statutes, commandments of Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai. You want to do your own thing. You want to. These women want to have abortions all fucking day. Okay, they don't want to be responsible. All right, and even you men too, quick to lead a woman into the abortion clinic, and you want to hold her hand and walk her through it. Which that shit is wicked as all hell. So, and that amongst many things, man. Basically breaking the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Bible is gonna be the reason that you people, especially you Jakes, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the 2/3 of you is gonna go through this the trials and tribulations. Okay, you're gonna feel that sword that the Lord is gonna bring upon America and upon the world. Jeremiah 30:6 says, "Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness." Right? And that's going into the time of Jacob's trouble. Men are gonna be in so much distress. They ain't gonna know what to do. They're gonna have their hands on their loins, holding their stomachs, out of what? Out of hunger, okay, and out of distress, and their faces are turned into paleness, And what makes your face pale? Fear. When you in fear, you can't provide for your family. You don't know your next move, and you in despair. That brings that fear upon you. That's when you learn to fear Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and you're going to fear in that time of Jacob's trouble. Even now you see a lot of men are crying on, taking it to the internet, and they're crying on the internet, and they're becoming as women. Okay, because Trump is in office, and it's a lot of these men, they voted for Trump because they had their women in mind, or they had their daughters in mind, their mothers in mind, So a lot of these men, they start to be like bitches, start to be like women. Jeremiah 30:7, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." So a lot of you men that's gonna be, worried and scared in those times, guess what? You ain't gonna be of the elect. When it says, "But he shall be saved out of it," that's going into the elect. Okay, the men out there on the highways and byways constantly enduring. All right, the 1/3, the elect, and the 144,000 and the 1/3, they consist of the elect. All right, so it says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it." So these tribulations they're gonna ramp up. They're gonna become worse. Okay, this is only the beginning. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, Jacob being you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Now, the time of Jacob's trouble is going to affect us, Jake, right? But it's also going to affect the whole world. Almost it was an edifying lesson. I want to say all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Hakwadash, and double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders, great millstone, and salutations to Akim, pushing this word, also stating honesty, the whole full elect, constantly enduring. Shalom.